if you're determined to flaunt your Yume badge, at least choose a Japanese person who might recognize it.
Like you?
Yes, like me.
Miss Susato, can I show you this?
A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, in fact.
I don't believe you.
I believe him.
Yes, Mr. Showy.
Here's a coupon for my book.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. To the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes.
The old tradition of, I got a book, I better like the book, I better comment on the book, and I better subscribe to... Well, actually, the subscription makes sense because it's in a magazine, so, actually that part checks out.
Yeah.
No, you don't write comments in the margins of books?
Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face.
I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were cast well.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the second case of the Great Ace Attorney. We have been kicked out of Nicolina's room, and we're back in our cabin now, needing to talk to Mr. Hosonaga over in the corner.
And here's our boy, Mr. Hosonaga.
Yes. And we
Looks like he's got a shiner in the side of his mouth or something.
If anyone was curious, the radio was not invented yet. Because we brought it up and I couldn't remember it.
May exist, but it definitely would not. No one in the current cast we've been dealing with would have heard of it.
Yeah, and I was curious anyway. I was like, I actually do not know if radios existed yet, so I wanted to see. You said 1920s, right?
Roughly, there's probably prototypes of it going around the 1910s, but again, prototypes.
When was World War I?
World War I was at the end of the 1910s, from about 1915 until 1919.
So like most things in our society, most likely the radio was developed during that war.
Yeah, you want to know the fun part?
What?
Is that World War I was probably best known for the first war to use aerial combat because the plane had just been invented 10 years back.
Oh my God.
So,
That's nice.
I mean, that was kind of one of the things in World War I. Everyone's been developing all these new technologies, and now they get the chance to show it off, and it was awful.
I mean, there's that, but you also have to consider, from 1900 to 2000, think of the technological boom that really, really actually happened. Like, that's kind of insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that right now.
There weren't planes at the beginning of 1900, and now they're all commercial jet liners.
Oh God, wow.
I'm just happy to be here.
Ah, you're back.
You're too pleasant! Inspector!
What happened to you? Your faces!
Oh, just a flesh wound.
Well, yes, I can see that, but still.
Please, don't worry about it.
Worry.
They're just scratches.
Those are not
I fell down some
scratches!
stairs.
I don't think that's a scratch, Inspector Hosonaga.
I fell down some stairs, don't worry about it.
Made by a bear, maybe.
When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fists and then toss me overboard.
What?
So he went halfway with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really.
Oh my God. It looks like
I consider this an absolute win.
Okay. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to.
Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin.
Yes, so I understand.
Oh.
I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Sherlock Sholmes. I don't think he was German, though.
Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we found out.
Yes, let's do it!
Sir, are you in pain from moving?
Don't think about it. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door?
Oh, do you know who she is?
Please! What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel?
I didn't know you were a ballet fan.
There are a lot of things you don't know.
Oh my God.
Know about me.
Oops, I think I upset him there.
Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least.
What?
How?
Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they?
There's so many things wrong here.
We just
Did not
got
play Devil Survivor over the clock.
we just got done playing a game with a character literally named Angel who was committing crimes.
Oops. Now I'm
Minor
definitely
crimes,
upset.
mind you.
Yeah, they're
Still
minor.
crimes.
Miss Angel Star just giving out some lunch.
No big deal.
Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful?
If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do.
Ah, so it's proved futile.
It's fruitless.
Well, yes, whatever the idiom is.
Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here. Trying not to take my eyes off the job.
Oh, I see.
There is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you.
Oh, what?
Yes, do tell us, Inspector. Please.
Don't tell us right away. Let's select it first.
Yeah, right? What is this new information you have, Inspector?
It's this. The Bria's medical officer has finished his examination of the body. I managed to obtain the report.
Oh, good.
In the middle of the beatings, don't worry about it.
Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report?
Kazuma-sama.
Everything is sad now. What was the cause of death?
They stopped playing the music. Of course everything is sad now.
Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report.
His neck was broken?
Oh my god, Steven Seagal snuck in here.
Yes, it would seem so.
It really was the final option.
There were no obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all.
Well, what weapon was used then?
Nothing has been found as of yet. But the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object. Something that wouldn't leave a mark.
Oh, I see.
Oh, the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left.
Poor Kazuma.
I have a second copy of the report.
I'm glad they made more than one.
I know,
If
right?
it might be useful, you're welcome to have it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes, it's fine. I trust you.
You're the first person to say that besides Kazuma.
After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never have agreed to you leaving this cabin in the first place, would I?
Ah.
Zangief report new item. Post-mortem report. A report from the SS Buria's medical officer, giving the cause of death as a cervical spine injury. There were no traces of external injury or poison.
Has Zangief survived that kind of injury before?
Yes.
Zangief had many injuries and recovered fairly quickly.
You're good, Zangief. Good on you. Keep fighting the good fight.
You know Zangief's, but he's not bad guy. You are good fan.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Shums was here, was he?
Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating.
He's Spider-Man, I'm telling you.
But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored.
Did he say anything at all?
Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing, but he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish! That's all he said.
Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. The skid mark, maybe?
It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see?
Okay, so the skid mark.
Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think?
Yes! That must be it!
But how could Mr. Shomes know that it's shoe polish?
He licked it.
That
He
leaves me cold, I'm
licked it!
afraid.
Hold on, what was that? He licked it, is that what you said?
Yep.
Oh my god.
It's Sholmes. You can't tell me he wouldn't do that.
There's a non-zero chance that that happened.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Oh my god.
That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea.
What is it, Susato-san?
Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes of very dark tan hue.
Dark tan? A sort of dark brownish red, then.
Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him.
Oh, does this mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? Huh.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Zangief was eating.
That's
okay,
Zangief.
Zangief report new item. Mark on floor. A small piece of glass object and what looks like a scuff mark made by Kazuma's shoes were found by the victim's body.
Thank you, Zangief. But I don't know what that transition was for.
I'm going to assume that's the game's indication that you've done everything you possibly can.
Ah, okay.
That's really all I can tell you at this stage. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head.
Yeah, they sure are.
It's today.
Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you.
Oh, Inspector, you look exhausted. You also look like you're dying.
Oh, no. Well...
So, are you exhausted or are you dying?
Yes.
No, don't worry about it. It's just a flesh wound.
Uh-huh.
I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asogi-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have had a heavy head ever since I woke this morning.
A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. Oh, so it's not just Ryunosuke. Alright then. I don't
Hasn't
think...
Susato also mentioned that she's had a bit of a heavy head as well?
Did she?
Or at least a headache.
I don't remember.
I think she mentioned that she had like some kind of headache.
The 9th of January, SS Brea First Class Cabin Passageway.
Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san! Demon Stroganoff is gone!
Wow, he's very good at doing his guarding duties. Strong enough? Oh good! He thought the same thing as KV!
Hey, look! I wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy.
No one said you were crazy!
Okay. Okay.
Literally no one was accusing you. It's weird that you got defensive about it immediately.
Look,
I feel like that's kind of telling, KV.
okay, look. This one time when I was back in high school, my friends and I were having a Clue party, and we were all distracted by watching the Clue movie while playing the Clue game, so people started accusing me that I didn't present evidence, and I was just like, wait, what? What? And they got mad at me, and I was just very confused, because it was like, you were distracted by the movie, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a good movie, I hear. I've never actually watched it.
It is a decent movie, yes. But anyways, so yes, sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I'm not crazy. Anyways.
The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us.
Ugh. All these Russian names are impossible to remember.
Once again, your name is Naruhodo Ryunosuke.
That's probably the detective.
Honestly,
La 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 la.
honestly, I read that and I thought, and my first thought was Captain Underpants.
Did you hear
Tra la
that?
la.
It sounds like someone's singing.
La la la, leery leery lie. I did it the great detective way.
Oh my god, this guy.
Darling, I know that lark-like voice.
Lark-like.
Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us.
Yes, you're right. We must seize it.
I love how
Yeah, this will
Naruhodo
definitely
just...
make you look innocent.
What was that? What was that, Lewis?
Yeah, this will definitely make you look innocent.
Well, it's okay, because I'm here as well. Let's go inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate.
Definitely, before that stringy knot crewman comes back.
Hey,
Now you're just being a jerk. It's Strovanov, not Stringy Knot.
Look, Naruhodo's just bad at names. Alright. Sir. Sir.
I also like the implication that he was potentially trying to sing, like, I Did It My Way, the Frank Sinatra song, which then implies that he actually came up with the song first and Frank Sinatra stole it.
Oh,
what is
it's
happening
Mr.
anymore?
The game is happening.
Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look.
Well, you never know where he's going to turn up next, do you?
No, you do not.
He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself.
Quick, let's sneak up on him. For once.
Let's steal stuff from his bag.
La la la, leery leery lay. I did it the great detective way.
He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us?
Oh, he's simply in extremely high spirits.
Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew.
Dear God, I think he is singing.
And
Frank
through it
Sinatra.
all, when there was doubt, it's lucky Herlock was about.
Oh, this is upsetting.
Excuse me.
I solved it all, and I stood tall. I did it the great detective way.
Mr. Sholmes!
Hey! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, and I was about to reach the climactic finish.
Really? Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop. So I figured now is a good time as any.
I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks.
Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away?
No, I like this animation too much.
You want to have a go? You what, mate? Let's go!
Ah, yes, the new Capcom fighting game, Ace Attorney.
Yo, put Herlock Sholmes in the next Marvel vs. Capcom.
Well,
See how that goes.
Well, actual Sherlock Holmes does know boxing, so yeah, you could.
His cross-ups are just throwing ridiculous conundrums at you that make no sense, and that mixes you up and stunts you, and then he just goes in for the right hook!
Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you.
Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of the ship's log. as penned by the stuckily built crewman who's usually on guard here.
Oh, yes, the ship's log.
And did you find out anything useful from it?
Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank.
Which means that there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so...
Except the murder?
You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it.
Huh?
That's racist.
Sorry?
Almost goes
shit,
up
is
to
that
the
racist? I'm on... Ahem. Your logic, my boy, is inverted.
Almost goes up to the gatekeeper in Three House and goes, "There is something to report, you moron." Box him.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman off stands sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour.
Oh, he writes that in every 30 minutes.
Nothing to report.
Precisely. Put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet...
The ship's
The ship's
log.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, sir. I know you're full of yourself. The ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report.
You mean...
Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night, which led to the seaman being absent from his post.
What kind of circumstances? What happened?
That remains a mystery for now, but we can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Zangief report new item, ship's log. A record kept by crew assigned to first class cabin area. There are virtually no entries from 2 a.m. until early this morning.
You must log the ship's log to your mental file. Gives me a headache.
Now,
Zangief agree.
now that deduction was worthy of a great detective.
Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. What makes Sholmes brilliance.
Sir,
Ah. Oof. Ouch.
what is it? Are you hurt?
Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more.
Okay then.
Well, my friends, until our next encounter.
Where are you
Wait,
going?
get back here.
He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought.
Yes, well, I feel the same.
Sorry?
Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing.
Oh, you too? Okay,
That's what I get for playing this before we started the case.
that's what?
That's what I get before playing this before we actually
You
started the case.
you remember certain details, but you don't know where they are, so you start asking these things and then spoil, and then it didn't actually happen yet, right? Neither
God
January.
did it. I knew God was the villain the entire time.
Neither January. SS Brea, first class cabin number 2. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet.
Well, obviously, otherwise she
Wait,
said get out of here.
Wait, the suitcase is open. Hello? What? Susato-san. Oh, Where's she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things.
Not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can.
I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake.
Not just for Kazuma-sama.
What do you mean?
It can't be long now until we arrive at ports in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there.
Really?
We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to.
Yes, we will. Oh, she finally warmed up to me. Alright, what? Hello.
Hi, Miss Pavlova's case is open.
It's completely empty inside. But according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there.
Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret.
Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Brea. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? That's what I'm wondering about. Where'd it go? All the books have toppled over together. Look, every single one.
You think that's the god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though?
It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door, in Kazuma's cabin.
Perhaps. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company?
Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage?
When did I have a chance to do that? Not everything bad that happens on this ship is because of me, you know.
Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again in here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray.
Why? But don't we want to hide the fact that we were in here? Why? Oh my god.
We won't notice.
Oh my god.
I wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately.
Ha! Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here?
What? A leak?
Is this ship quite safe?
I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink.
No, you're right. Of course you're right.
She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she?
I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket.
Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away?
Naruhodo-san!
Don't tell me.
It's poor etiquette to go sifting through someone's rubbish, you know.
You were looking at her diary!
You just fixed the books?
That was not rubbish.
Those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. Also, she went through her closet. Or wardrobe, excuse me.
But that was also not rubbish.
We can't check
However-
rubbish. What?
However, these are special circumstances, I think.
Okay, sure. Exactly. We have no choice. There's hardly anything in here at all. All that work for nothing.
Oh, well, that's a little disappointing.
How's that high ground treating you, Sasato?
I have the high grounds. You can't win, Anakin. It would seem this-
Anakin-san.
No, you were never granted the rank of Jedi Master by the Council. You do not get that You do not get that formality.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Okay. Alright.
It would seem this teapot is empty.
Huh. So the natural conclusion is that the Russians are a very thirsty people. Where do you get these ideas, Naruhodo?
Well, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either.
It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd lay 1,000 to 1 on it. Sir.
You know what,
Apples
Reno?
there on
Maybe
Twitter
they
is just like have no context whatsoever.
You know what, Renosuke? Maybe we should just throw you off this boat.
No!
I don't believe this place exists yet, but I've heard of this favorite place called Vegas. You should never go there, Naruhodo-san.
Okay.
You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san?
What else am I looking for, then? The vent? So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door.
Yes, although what a fool of a shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room.
Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, the occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm.
Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning.
Huh. That is a possibility.
No, it's the other one. 1,000 to 1 odds on it.
Anyway, last night, Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. Oh, alright.
What's that?
We didn't do nothing!
Let them engines immediately! The vessel sighted a quarter-mile for. Full stop! On the starboard! All hands brace for the impact!
What the?
I think we're about to crash into another ship.
What?
I can't stand.
Susato-san, hold on to me! And... okay! Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all?
I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san.
Okay. It looks like we avoided a collision.
I think...
Yes, the ship has come to a stop.
Oh my goodness! What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. This is probably you, Lois? Hosanaga, I think. Maybe?
Hello? Is anyone in there? Shout if you need assistance.
Oh, that sounds like...
Inspector Hosanaga.
Yeah, I get a point.
Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly!
What? The bolt?
Look at that!
The door is bolted. Did you do that, Susato-san?
No! I didn't touch it!
Well, that's strange. How did... And... look at all the books. They're just like they were before again.
Naruhodo-san, aren't you going to open the door and let the inspector in?
No, the pieces are starting to come together. Oh no, the suitcase is on
We
the
should
ground.
tell the inspector about that too.
I better tidy this place up first. Our violent emergency stop had solved one mystery, at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew that what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around, tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Is this to be continue? Oh my god, yeah, it is.
That's a short part.
It is. I'm going to continue, but only because I want to get the music going and not leave it here, so you know the drill. The pieces are coming together, though.
The drill the ship just had, or it had to stop?
Huh?
The drill. The ship just had a drill where it had to stop.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know. You said you know the drill.
Oh. I get it now. 9th of January, SS Brea, Miss Pavlova's cabin. I was like, wait, what are you... Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susada-san took a deep breath and gently slid back the bolt. Everyone's here.
You! What you are doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters?
Ah, you both look unhurt. Good.
Double the sailors, let's go. Yes, we're fine. Thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship.
Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though.
Oh, you don't say. I think we will stop here then? Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point. So, we will catch up with these...
It was a drill.
Was it a drill or was it actually No. He says it's a if it was a drill, they would have said it was a drill and not just a false report.
Dang it.
Is it a drill or a false report? Tune in next time to find out.
Yes. See you guys then.